Yeah, I mean, hey, Black Power, man, right? I know that a lot of our supporters were wondering how we met. I love how you tell the story.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Oh, the way we met, man. I'll give my first hand perspective, and then you can kind of just come in on how how it looked from your end. I mean, honestly, I just was doing me. You know what I mean? I was focusing on helping our people. Like, I mean, this is something that I became very passionate about over the course of the last 2 years, and I've been working diligently to find any way that I could be effective in this movement. You know what I mean? Because just doing the work and being and remaining consistent, because consistency is key in anything that you do, but especially in the battle that we're currently in, or in the state that we're currently living in. Consistency is key when you're trying to affect change, and that's what I've been doing. Just staying active, being out in the neighborhoods and in different communities. I'm traveling different areas and whatnot, just looking to see how can I connect people around here to ways that they can be effective. You know what I mean? I'm going to different cities and doing these things like that. And then one day I'm on my Facebook just scrolling, and somehow I came across this video that somebody shared of KLX. He's just in his car, and he just started freestyling. He's just rapping. You know what I mean? He got the ski mask on. I'm like, who the hell is this? Who is this thing? And the things he's saying, I can't even dispute or deny none of it. It's like I'm just not used to hearing nobody speak with this type of power. You know what I mean? I done heard Malcolm X. I done heard, Minister Farrakhan. I done heard all the great orators and stuff, to a certain extent. Nobody looked like him. Nobody sounded like him. Nobody felt like him. You know what I mean? And that was significant to me. And then on top of that, the fact that I found out he was in my city. I had no clue he was in Philly, until he made this video where he's like, yo, I'm up here on the 85th floor of this building, and we about to have a secret meeting, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yo, okay, this dude's serious. Like, there's something going on that I need to be a part of. You know what I mean? Because this is the kind of stuff that I've been wanting and looking for. You know what I mean? And when you seek diligently, you'll find it. You know what I mean? You just got to pay attention and stay open. And I'm telling you, man, like, I reached out to the brother in his inbox, and the rest is history, man. It's like he was at my house within the next 2 days, and we're here building, talking, connecting. He rapped for like an hour for me, you know what I'm saying, giving me all these bars and knowledge and power. And I said, look, man, like this relationship, it has to grow. I didn't know how, but because we allowed things to flow naturally, that this is where we currently are, man. And I'll tell you, man, it's been a really interesting, at some points overwhelming experience. But overall, man, it's all positive. It's all positive, man. It's like so much growth I've experienced in my time since I partnered up with King Leon X, man. So I owe a lot of my growth and the things that I've become able to do and say. I owe a lot of that to King Leon X, man. So I'm going to formally thank you on the air in front of everybody, man. I appreciate you, bro. I love you, man. Like, this is like, and that's the only reason we here, man. That's the only reason we here is because we put our heads together and we made things happen. So you can give your side, bro. That's me, man.
Yo, hey, Black Power, Reg.
Black Power, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, So yeah, like how Reg was saying, or one thing that I want to point out is that Reg was already working. You know what I mean? Reg already had a movement. He was already putting in work. He wasn't. You put your hands in your pocket, and his hands weren't in his pocket, right? And neither my hands weren't in my pocket, right? And so since we were both actively pursuing our purpose, when we found out about each other, he told me how he found out about me. he sent me a message. I get hundreds of messages every day, but he said he was in Philly. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in Philly. I check out his page, and then I think the first picture that I see is his other brand, which he didn't even mention, which is Risk Taker. So Ryan Green, whole nother clothing line besides What's Up African. But I see Risk Takers, and that resonated with me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a risk taker. That's why I moved to Philly. That's why I moved. That's why I'm in every city. You know what I mean? That's why I travel across the world. That's why I'm, as productive as I am, because I know I can get back up. You know what I mean? It's like Les Brown says, when you fall, just try and land on your back, because if you can see up, you can get up, right? So that risk takers really resonated with me. And then I keep scrolling, and then I see a picture of Ryan Green in his risk takers gear classroom of it was like 30 or 40 young, they had to be like, I don't know, middle school age.
Yeah.
And I see that. I saw that picture, and I saved it to my phone. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I was like, that's the picture that made me go to his house the very next day. You know what I mean? We talked on the phone. Hey, bro, what are you doing? Send me your address. I'm there. You know what I mean? It's because he was clearly already doing the same things that I was doing. So before we even met or talked, we knew all of the common things that we could speak of. So same thing how I would have never met YG Preach or Knowlege if we weren't already working. So a lot of times people see our blacktivism, and so for people who don't know, blacktivism, so we hear about activism and activists, right? But activism and activists is like civil rights, right? It covers a whole broad area of topics where you never know where someone's loyalties really lie. Yeah, I'm an activist. Okay, so like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So when we say blacktivist, and when we say blacktivate, and we say blacktivism, then you know who we are and who we're moving in the interest for. Blacktivism means each thought, each step, each word we take, each seed we plant is in the interest of global black liberation and creating this utopian society. Right? So Ron Green, like, I love you too, bro. Like, I learned so much from Ron. He's a few years older than me. Really had like an older brother that could show me something productive to do. You know what I mean? I'm the oldest of my parents' children, and so all of the older brothers that I had, growing up, were teaching me how to lie, cheat, steal. You know what I mean? They weren't best examples, and so I really look up to Ron Green, like, so much more than words can explain. So if you ever people are following my posts and they see when I speak about this brother, I always take my time and think and pull out a thesaurus and try and figure out the most eloquent word. You know what I mean? to place this God right in his proper place. Because his love for himself spews out where I can feel it. My love for myself spews out, so you can feel it. So we believe that we can't begin to love black people as a collective until we begin to love ourselves unconditionally. And we can't begin to love ourselves unconditionally without knowledge of self, knowledge of the times, and knowledge of what must be done. So we believe at What's Up African that in the doctrine that we're going to spew is all about self-accountability and self-love and self-mastery. It's how can I be of best service? So when me and Ron Green, the first time that we met, it wasn't like, hey, bro, let me be a part of What's Up African. You know what I mean? It wasn't none of that. It was just, hey, we're linking, we're talking, we're building. I got my own movement. He had his own movement. Right?
Yeah.
But later, as I see, because my mentality is always, how can I be of best service? How can I be of best service? And I'm in Philly, and I keep seeing What's Up African everywhere. And then I run into Ron Green a couple more times. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to fill some space in this little brand here. You know what I mean? I got some. I could be valuable. I have some value to add to Ron. I'm not coming here with my hands out. You know what I mean? I have some thoughts and ideas and strategies and tactics and processes that will be able to take both of our movements and influence to the next level. So when we talk about self-mastery, talk about getting back to our righteous mind, our productivity, is from the mentality of, like, how can I be of best service? And you're not even going to think about being of service if you don't value yourself, and if you don't value your skills, and if you don't know yourself, and if you don't know how to operate. You know what I mean? If you don't, how, like Ron said, how to turn water to wine. If you can't turn water to wine, then you're not going to be the best teacher or leader. Any leaders or teachers out there who's not, and they're not teaching people how to turn water to wine, or how to turn their thoughts into physical things, how to manifest their ideas to a product, good, or service that will be valuable to humanity, and which then allows them to be compensated from that, and then frees them from westernized imperialism and capitalism. If your leadership isn't teaching you how to do those things, then it's time for us to reevaluate, right? So,
yes, sir.